Okay, it's Caesar's turn. There you go, little buddy. You ready to play? All right, we're gonna do Caesar's week 2 recap video. I'm gonna start with a little bit of play. I brought a new toy for the puppies to check out today. Caesar's like, whoa, what is that? Where did it come from? Whoa, you got it, buddy. This is a flirt pole. So the flirt pole has like a little tug toy at the end of this line that's connected to the pole. This is a fun toy for puppies. I usually introduce it to most puppies because it's a nice way that you can teach them about toy play, so that they should be targeting and biting the toy and not targeting and biting at us, right? Here, buddy, where's your toy? Where is it? Ooh, this one even squeaks. It even squeaks. Yeah, get it, buddy. Good job. Good job. You're going to get tangled in that line. Where is it? Good boy. Here we go. You can see he's biting it. If he lets it go, I can make it move a little bit, and that's really fun for him to chase. No, you can't go under the chair with it. Oh my goodness, you're so silly. Yeah. This is a nice way that we can get the puppy's energy out a little bit before we start training. Kind of get some of his jollies out. It's also nice for the handler because, as you can see, this dog running around and chasing the toy and everything. I just got to stand here, or you can sit on a chair or the couch or something like that, and you can get your puppy running around and expelling some of that energy without you having to try to match that energy, which is always nice. Good job, get it, buddy. Wow, I also think it's funny that this toy is like the same color as these puppies. Where is it? Look at it. Ooh, look at that toy. Good job, buddy. Good boy. If you think you want to get a flirt pole for your puppy, I mean, I love flirt poles for puppies. I usually play with all puppies with the flirt pole. We do have this one. This is my favorite one. It's on our products page on our website. What do you think, Bob? You know I have food down here, don't you? All right, let's do some of our training exercises. Get some food into Caesar's belly, and then we'll maybe play with this again in a minute, okay? So we're going to start like we did last week. We're going to start by charging the clicker and then going through some of the training exercises that we did last week real quick. Super boy. So I'm just charging that clicker a few reps in a row. Then we're going to move right into following that food lure. Caesar's like, I'm starving. Nobody ever feeds me. Listen, buddy, I know you got breakfast earlier today, too. Good job. Okay. Caesar. Yeah, good boy. Following that food lure around. Look at that. Okay. Little release cue. All right, a new game that we played with the puppies this week. Call it the flying cookie game. I'm going to show him a piece of food. Okay, toss it on the ground. Caesar. He's fast like Milo. Okay. Caesar. Okay. Once he gets that piece of food, Caesar, I'm going to try to move away from him. He's just as fast as me, though. And call him back to me. And I'm clicking him on his way back. Ready? Okay. Caesar. Yes. And then I'm rewarding him for coming back to me. Okay. Caesar. Wow. Good boy. You can play this all over your house. Okay. Caesar. Woo! Look at you, good boy. Play this all over your house. Play it outside in your yard. This teaches the puppy not only what their name is, but that they should respond to their name and come to you when you call it, right? Okay. Caesar. Yeah, that's a good boy. All right, let's do some hand targets. Caesar, touch. Good. Remember the hand target, I want the puppy to target their nose to my palm. Touch. Great. So as soon as I feel his cute little nose touch my palm, touch. I am marking with the clicker. Touch. Oh, you didn't get that one. There you go. You got it. Good boy. This week I don't have food in my hand. The dogs are all doing great with this behavior, but I am clicking and still feeding them after they perform it. Touch. There it is. Good boy. All right, so just getting rid of that food lure a little bit. Okay, so got some food in your belly now, buddy. Want to play? Yeah, good boy. Super job. Okay, the next set of exercises, we're going to work on our position changes. Last week we did sit, so you can see how they're doing with that in a second. And then we also introduced down. So I'll show you how Caesar is doing with his sits and downs in a second here. Then we're going to apply those behaviors to the mat for our stays. Because like you fed me, and now I just have food on the brain. I also think that maybe your shoelaces are a fun toy. You're silly. All right. Well, let's grab some of this food. Let's do some sits. Good boy. Sit. Superman. That is a good dog. Okay. Caesar. Sit. Uh-oh. Sit. There it is. Good. Okay, so last week we were feeding a few treats in a row like I'm doing right now. Okay, but you can see I'm really taking my hand away from his nose this week. So creating a little bit more duration and maintaining the sit even without food right in front of his face. Sit. Good job, buddy. Good boy. Creating this stability in position. Okay, let's do one more sit. Come here, come this way. Did you untie my shoe? I think it was you. Sit. Good boy. You're a cheeky little puppy. Okay. I better tie my shoe before I trip on my face. Or Caesar tries to grab it. I know. Okay, so now to work on the down, since this is brand new, I'm not going to be like taking my hand completely away from his nose, but I'm going to start by having him in the sit position, lure him straight to the ground, chest and elbows are on the ground, and I'm going to click and feed him, and I am going to give him a few pieces in a row, then I'm going to say okay and release him out of position. Okay, so similar to the sit, we are feeding a few treats in a row. Good boy, 2 or 3, okay. Superman, come over here, do it over here. Good boy. Sit. That's not a sit. Come here. Sit. That's a sit. Superman. Down. Great job, buddy. Okay, and if he gets up a little bit in between, like I'm not too worried about that right now. This is brand new for him. I'm just luring him back down. Okay, before I release him out. Let's do one more. It's so hard for puppies to be still, right? And so like that's kind of what I'm teaching the dog right now too, is like be still. And it's hard for a baby to be still, right? Down. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Wow, look at you. Okay, so now we're going to take what we learned from the down here, and we're going to apply it to the mat. Remember, the mat is like a stay behavior, so this is step 2 for week 2 in the mat. I'm going to put it down on the ground, and I want to see if he can offer me a down. Look at that. Good boy. Yeah, you're a very good boy. So similar to just practicing downs on their own, once he goes down on the mat, I am feeding him a few treats in a row. Okay, to build duration and build stability on the mat, because eventually we'll want him to stay here while we start to move away from him as well. So that'll come next week. This week I just want to find that he can, good boy, be still in that down position on the mat, and I'm going to reward him for that. Okay. Yeah, you are so smart, buddy. Let's do that a couple more times. Can you do it up here on this mat? What? What? He's like, you weren't fast enough with that cookie. Great job, buddy. So what I did there was I was just giving the puppy a little opportunity to think. You notice how I didn't even say anything? I want the dog to just right at this point, I kind of just want him to offer it on his own. I put the mat down, you know what I want from you. Can you give it to me? And I made it hard by putting the mat on this mat. Okay. Because he's like, wait a second, which mat do you want me to be on? And he figured it out on his own. I didn't give him extra instruction or anything. These are smart puppies. I just afforded him the opportunity to think about what it is that's going to earn him the click and subsequently the cookies, and he figured it out all on his own. That was amazing. Okay. Good job. Okay, we're going to give that one a little break. He's doing very well with that. Okay, I'm going to trip on you. Yes. Trip on all these puppies. You guys are too small. You're too small. You want to play, or do you want to just do the next thing? What do you think? You were into this, but now you know you're getting treats. Yeah. Get it. Oh, get it. What do you think, buddy? What do you think? All right, we'll do the next thing. That's okay. You gotta go potty? All right, let me grab some treats. Okay, so the other new thing that we started to do in week 2 was introduce the crate. Okay, the puppies have been sleeping in their crates every night, but we also want a puppy who will go in and out of the crate when we ask them to. I don't like to try to chase the dog around and grab them and put them in the crate. I want them to go into the crate on their own, okay? So we've practiced this a lot this week, as you can see, because I just opened the door and Caesar was like, I'll go right in. So as soon as they step feet inside, that's when I'm marking with the clicker, and then you can drop treats in, you can feed from the side, and then, okay, I'm gonna release him to come out with that release cue. Good boy, kennel. And then I'm gonna pair him going back inside with a word. I usually say kennel. You can call it whatever you want. If you want to change that word, I don't care. Just be consistent once you do. Okay. Good boy, kennel. Super. And then whether I am playing these crate games because I'm training with the puppy, or if I actually need to lock the puppy into the crate because I'm leaving the house or something, okay. I always get the dog into the crate the same way for a long time, till they're like 6, 7, 8 months. I don't know, it just kind of depends on the dog. Good boy. If I'm actually closing the door to leave the house or something, instead of just using single treats like I'm doing right now for this training session, okay, I might actually do something like stuff a Kong with a little bit of wet food. And then I will, okay, ask the puppy to go into the crate just like this, kennel. But then I will toss the Kong inside, close the door, get ready to leave the house. Now I've got a dog who's working on the Kong. They're happy, they're content, and I'm leaving, and they're building positive associations with being confined to the crate when I'm leaving, okay? And this is part of the routine right off the bat. If I get a new puppy, I don't take time off of work. I just do my normal routine. So I get a new puppy, I leave the house the next day. You know, maybe I'm not leaving the house for like 6 hours or something, but you know, I'm going to leave the house, I'm going to leave the dog alone, I'm going to put them into the crate with a Kong, and I'm going to say this, you know, this happens sometimes right off the bat. If you wait a week to like leave your puppy alone, they are going to struggle with it. So make sure that your routine is your routine and it is set from the day that your dog comes home, and you're not switching up the routine on your dog, you know, a week in or something. Okay. What a good boy. Superman! Look at you. All right, let's get him dressed in his harness. We're going to do a little bit of harness time. Come here. Oh, you're so sweet. Can I pick you up? Thank you. I'm going to put you in the extra small. These puppies are growing. I think they're all going to be the extra small by next week. Oh, I missed your foot. Get in there. Oh. Okay. Got him in his harness. And like last week, we can either set him on the ground and maybe toss some cookies. Okay. Caesar, okay. Or we can set him back down on the ground. We can play with him again too. Here's your toy. Here's your toy. Good boy. Get it. What do you got? You gonna get that toy? Oh, he's looking for snacks. Get your toy. Get. Oh, you got the line. Don't bite that. There you go. Bite your toy. Oh, where did they go? I'm back. Good job, buddy. Eat it. Eat it. Good. Okay, I'm going to tell you this too. Pro tip, all puppies love shoes. You bring your puppy home, you put your shoes away. You cannot expect a puppy to know just right off the bat that shoes aren't toys. Shoes go in a closet, they go in a bin. If you leave them out and your puppy chews them, that's a you problem. Get it, buddy. Get it. Shoes are stinky. Dogs love things that are stinky. Yeah. They come in all different materials. They like to chew all different materials. Put your shoes in a closet. Good boy. Oh my goodness, you're so tough. Alright, I'm going to steal this from him. We're going to do a couple things with his harness on. And then I got one more thing to show you. What are you doing? You rolling around? You're a goofy guy. Look at you. Come here. Caesar. Sit. Wow, good man. Down. Super dog. Okay. Caesar, touch. Great job, buddy. Okay. Caesar, touch. Good boy. Alright, I got one more thing to show you. Let's take his harness off for now. And this week for our handling exercises, we introduced some grooming tools. I'm going to get down here on the ground with Caesar. That's uncomfortable for you to do. You can always pick your puppy up and put them up onto a surface while you do the handling exercises. So just like last week, I am going to get him hooked onto the food lure just to hold him still. I'm going to take my brush first. I'm going to do a couple strokes. Yes, with the brush. Feed him for that. Do a couple more. Yes. Wow, what a good puppy. Look at you. Yes. Superman. Okay. Reset him. Now I got my nail clippers. Sit. Take the clippers. Yes. And I'm just touching them to his feet. Yes. Good boy. You fell over. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now if you decide that you want to leave nail clipping up to your groomer, up to the vet, not a big deal. That's totally fine. I would still practice this exercise, but you can do it with anything. You don't have to buy a pair of nail clippers. I've used a fork, and I just take the fork and I touch it to the puppy's foot, yes, and feed them a cookie. Just the fact that we're touching the dog with a novel object and they're okay with it, all right? We're building positive associations. The brush, you need a brush. You should have a brush for this kind of a puppy with this coat type. Yes, they are going to need to be maintained with brushing in between grooming appointments. Yes. We have brushes on our products page on our website as well. Yes. Good boy. Okay. Okay, so you want to make sure that your puppy isn't getting matted in between grooming appointments. Yes. If they get matted, you know, then when they have to go to the groomer and they got to try to work out those mats or whatever, that can be uncomfortable, that could be painful. Now they're not making, you know, they're making poor associations with the grooming experience, and we don't want that, right? So this kind of a dog with this kind of a coat type, you are going to have to maintain with brushing a little bit in between, okay? So Caesar did fantastic for his week 2 recap. My Zoom availability is open for booking. Make sure you get that booked. You can also book with Marissa, who is working with the puppies. She will be in your week 3 video recap, doing your video for you next week. So you'll see her then. So if my availability doesn't match yours, you can check out Marissa's as well. Caesar did great, and we'll see you next week.